Adobe. Welcome to my channel and let's get right into it. Today we'll be talking about a TV show centered around food. Food is one of man's greatest inventions. Did we invent it or did we discover it? I don't know. Today we'll be talking about the popular show, The Bear on Hulu. Now, The Bear has been one of my recent watch as I am currently on season 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I never thought I would actually give this much F's about a show about cooking that wasn't reality TV. I don't even really watch reality TV. I watch a couple, and honestly, I don't even watch that much cooking reality TV shows. I think sometimes I watch clips of Gordon Ramsay screaming in chefs.
You fucking are! Donkey! No.
Overall, I never thought I would care this much about a cooking show that wasn't reality TV, but The Bear proved me wrong. I'm not really going to waste too much time. I'm gonna get straight into the reasons why I like The Bear. Number one, the cinematography of this show got my attention. Like, it captivated me right on lock. I noticed how they use cinematography to capture the chaos of the kitchen, the dynamics in the show, and overall just the chaos of the show in general. Whenever they were having an argument, sometimes the camera would pan to like the dirt in the side, and it was just always interesting to see. Paired with that, I noticed the color grading of the show and how it was a little bit different from like normal TV shows. It was to show a type of gloom to the kitchen, especially the kitchen. I'm sorry, I would not want to work at The Bear as well. It just seems so, I don't know, saddening. Already working is a lot. Working at The Bear would feel like hell. I'm sorry. I don't think I would dine at The Bear. Especially season 1 The Bear, with all that spit of people arguing and that anger. I would feel it in the food. I would feel it as soon as I bite into the food. There was not a time they were serving a customer they were not arguing. Next off, I love the dialogue in this show. Now, with The Bear being a comedy, even though I'm gonna be so honest, before I started watching the show, whenever I would see clips on like Instagram reels, it never gave comedy. It was either always Carmi yelling or like somebody crying or somebody breaking down. I never thought that show was comedy until I watched it, and I was like, okay, I can see why this is a comedy. Not really, but I can see it. And with its comedic portions and with its more serious portions of the show, the dialogue eats all the time. Whenever it's a more serious tone, the dialogue doesn't feel too either or the comedic or the serious portions, it never feels too forced. It always feels very natural and it just flows effectively. Obviously, some of the dialogues are chaotic, but it doesn't feel forced. I feel a lot of times in comedic shows with their comedic timing, you could always tell that they're trying to crack a joke. And I feel like there are only a few shows that do a good job of making it feel natural and just like a conversation you have in a day-to-day life. And The Bear does that. Oh, a good example of one of my favorite dialogues in the show between characters was actually in this recent season 3. Whenever Tina and Michael were having it was during the Tina backstory, whenever Tina and Michael were having a conversation, and how Tina was talking about how sometimes she's envious of younger people and the fight that they have. She wished she had that still. Number 3, obviously the acting is phenomenal. Jeremy Allen, who plays Carmi, does a great job capturing Carmi's character. Now, don't get me wrong, Carmi is still one of my least favorite characters in the show. It's not because he's not a well-written character or whatever. I don't care. Like, oh my goodness. Sometimes whenever I don't like a character, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying they're not a good or like a well-written character. I just don't like them and I find them annoying. That is Carmi. He's annoying, but I can't acknowledge that he's a well-written character. That man is just annoying. And if I saw him in real life, or if I had a conversation or interacted with him in real life, I probably would walk the other way because I'm not dealing with that. Or he probably wouldn't even interact with me because he's awkward. But if he started yelling at me, I'm sorry, I would walk the other way. I don't know, there were so many times when Carmen was yelling, I was just like, brother, relax. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. There was time in the show I was just like, I can see your vein. Relax. Breathe. Chill. But yeah. The acting in the show, Jeremy Allen does a great job. Another actor that does a really good job, I don't know, I feel like all the actors do a good job, but I really want to give flowers to the actor who plays Richie. I think his name is Ebon, but he did a great job. I'm not gonna lie, season 1 Richie pissed me off. He annoyed me. I found his season 1 Richie so annoying. There were just instances when he was misogynistic and just ridiculous, but he literally went from my least favorite character to the best character on The Bear. And we all know that episode I'm talking about where he just, like, his character, obviously there were hints of changes to his character and him like being more considerate and not being so much of an asshole. But that season when he really understood the beauty of fine dining and catering to other people was really such a great scene, and the actor did a great job. So kudos, and here are your flowers. Another actor I really love to see is Aya DeVry. Like, I love her so much. She's such a great character. So, actor. Sid is a great character, and Aya is such a great actor. I've also watched some of her works in Bottoms, and I think there was this one about, it's not really time traveling, but more so time loop. I can't remember the name, but by the time I'm editing, I'll probably look it up, but it will be right here. Go watch it. It was pretty good. But yeah, she's a really great actress. Lastly, I want to talk about the topics in the show and the themes discussed in the show. And one of my favorite, while they are a lot, one of my favorite is really the discussion of the cycle of trauma and pain, and how that is embodied in the relationship between Carmy and Sid. I will always say this, I never understood why people saw them as a romantic relationship. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people see with possibilities and what could be and not really what's in front of them. I'm sorry, nothing about Carmy and Sid's relationship gives potential love interest. It gives trauma. I'm so sorry. Why do I say this? I remember, was it last year? When did season 2 come out? But whenever season 2 came out, and that scene when they were under the table and everyone was losing their minds. And I was like, oh, let me watch the episode. Guys, I thought the way people were hyping it up, because I would always see edits, I thought like maybe Carmy finally figures out that, oh, he likes her, even though that would be kind of out of nowhere because he never once showed like any like romantic interest in her really. I thought that was what was going to happen, but they just had a conversation where Carmen was like, okay, that you just deserve my attention. And he meant that in the fact that we're partners, so I need to give you attention. But people took it as like, oh my goodness, no. Y'all. Let's go outside. Let's go outside and touch grass, okay? Let's go outside, touch grass, and have a good 20 minutes interaction with the next human being. Because that did not give romantic at all. If anything, it just gave like he's understanding how his lack of commitment is affecting Sid. That's it. I'm so sorry. Carmy doesn't treat Sid well. I'm not saying the entirety of the relationship is bad because they do work well with each other, and I do think Carmy challenges Sid and Sid challenges Carmy, but I do think sometimes Carmy sees Sid as some sort of caretaker for his feelings. We already know Carmy has a hard time expressing his feelings, and sometimes he avoids his feelings altogether. And because of that, it always feels like Sid always has to help him work around it. And it's just like, I'm not your mother. I'm a grown woman. You're a grown man. Figure that shit out yourself. And it just their relationship talks about the cycle of trauma. Carmi was treated badly, not only by his family situation is bad, but Carmi was treated badly in the fine dining industry by that one chef. Oh my goodness. That chef who was just hateful to Carmi for no reason. I don't understand what's wrong with that man. I remember one scene whenever Carmi was just doing his job, he came into me, you piece of shit. What? What did I do to warrant this behavior? I didn't do anything. And he just said that to Carmi. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, he just hated Carmi and just made his life living hell. And Carmi never talks about it and has not addressed it. And because of that, whenever you don't address something, people think that it just goes away. It doesn't. It will just come back up in the way you treat other people. Carmi doesn't address it, and because of that, he treats Sid bad. Now, I don't think he intentionally means to do it, like the guy who did that to him did, but I do think he does unintentionally put a lot of pressure on Sid and just expects her to figure stuff out. And I don't think that's fair to her. So yeah, they talk about the cycle of trauma and pain with Sid's character, and I'm sorry, Sid deserves better. But yeah, The Bear is such a good show, and honestly, all the awards and nomination it has gotten so far is well deserved, and it's just a really great show. One thing I do find funny though is the fact that the only real chef on that show is the actor who plays Fack. And I just think that to be so funny because in the show, he's not a chef. Like, they just stream like some sort of like errand boy, kind of. But in real life, he's the actual only chef, and I think that's funny. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think about The Bear in the comment section below. Bye!